Hi, this is Omar, Top 5 E-Bikes. In today's video, I'm going to go over two Flyer e-bikes. One of them is the Via, and the other one is a Flex. One of them is a long rack cargo bike, and the other one is a short rack cargo bike. If you haven't subscribed to Top 5 E-Bikes, subscribe right now. Also check out our website. We've been publishing a ton of content on top5ebikes.com, so check it out. I want to do this video because there's a lot of videos on the Abound versions of these two cargo bikes, which is one with a rear rack or a long rear rack and then the short rear rack. And I don't think I've seen any videos that are doing the same for the Flyer bikes, which are the Via, and then this is the Flex. So definitely two bikes that I've enjoyed riding. All right, I'm going to start off with the Flyer Via. So this is their traditional cargo bike. So it's a long rear rack. There are two versions of this bike. There is the Via and then the Via Pro. The Via Pro costs about $2,900 right now, and then this version, the Via, is about $2,700. I like this version because of the color of the bike, so I wanted a yellow bike, and so it's kind of nice that I was able to get this. The biggest difference, I would say, is that it comes with a bigger motor. So the Via Pro comes with a 750 watt motor, and then this one comes with a 50 watt motor. This is a class 2, so that might be a negative for some. The max speed on this is 20 miles per hour. For me personally, it hasn't been a big issue because I ride with my daughters. I don't tend to ride over 20 miles per hour. But if you needed to go over 20 miles per hour, then this might not be one of the bikes for you. Some of the other specs, the battery is not the biggest battery. It's about a 700 watt hour battery. I believe it's a 48 volt, 15 amp hour. So again, not the biggest. It is UL certified, so that to me is a big positive about this battery. It does have Tektro hydraulic brakes. You have Shimano shifters, which are basic ones, which is kind of a negative, especially given the price that it's $2,700. And then some of the other cool features about this bike, you get to decide if you want a torque or a cadence sensor. So through the app, you can do a few things like adjust the type of torque, or like adjust the type of sensor that you want. So whether you want a torque or a cadence sensor. The app only works with Apple phones today. So if you have an Android like myself, it doesn't actually work for you yet. Hopefully Flyer is able to get that out here shortly. But the other thing about this bike, and this is probably the reason why I enjoy riding it so much, it's just the geometry of it and the handling of it. It feels like a regular bike. I think I wrote this in the article that to me, it doesn't even feel like a cargo bike. It doesn't feel like a long bike that I have to take longer to turn. Also the handlebars, I think the geometry of the handlebars just make it so easy to handle. It also has a low step over height. It's easier for people that are not as tall to be able to mount and dismount. There are 3 different sizes of this version of the Flyer Via. So I have the medium, but there's a small, medium, and large, and there's a couple colors. And again, just one of the really cool features for Flyer is just all the accessories that they have for the rear rack and for the front of the bike. Here I have a few of them, like I have the orbiter, and then I have this box that goes in here, and there's a cover, and I also have a bag that kind of goes in the orbiter. If my kids I wanted them to sit inside of this big bag, I could do that. There's also a rain cover. So it's just all the stuff that they sell and they've built around it is, first of all, it's like top quality stuff, and they've thought through all these accessories. So that's one of my favorite things about Flyer, is just all the accessories. And then on top of that, I just feel like it's a great quality build. So unlike a bike, say like the Electric Expedition 2.0, where the quality of it doesn't seem as good, with this bike the quality is pretty good. So I would say if you were going to spend, $2,500 to $3,000, this is a bike for sure you should think about. And I would say that it's on par with like an Aventon, Abound, and a Radwagon. So if you wanted a long rack version because you wanted to carry a couple kids, or you were carrying a bunch of stuff, or for work, or you were delivering food maybe, this would be the bike that I would recommend. Now, if you weren't going to carry 2 kids, this is a bike that I would recommend from Flyer, which is the Flyer Flex. So if you didn't have to carry 2 kids or a big load, this is the bike I would recommend. So again, pretty solid in terms of the quality, very similar to the Via. Some differences though, like for example, your Shimano group set is a little bit different because it has a trigger shifter instead of that basic thumb shifter that you have on the Via. But you also have Tector hydraulic brakes, you have a 500 watt motor, it's a class 2, so again, max at 20 miles per hour. With this bike, just like the other one with the Via, through the app you can make some changes to it, like do you want a cadence, do you want a torque sensor, the speeds and whatnot. And again, just like I mentioned, it's only available on Apple right now, so you can actually use it with Android phones. Battery wise, it does have a smaller battery. It's a little bit under 500 watt hours. I believe it is 48 volts, 9.8 amp hours, so it's kind of on the smaller side. But again, if you're using the torque sensor, then it'll be a little bit more efficient. It is UL certified, and again, just like this other bike, one of the things I really like about it is just all the accessories that they're selling for this bike. So here you see I have a small orbiter, and then I have a cushion seat, and this is a bike, and I have foot pegs as well. And this is a bike that I use when I'm just picking up one of my daughters from school. So if I'm picking up one of them, this is a perfect bike. So if you're looking for a small cargo bike with a short rear rack instead of a longer one, because maybe this feels a little bit more comfortable, this to me is a good version. It does cost around $2,200, so it's a little bit, it's definitely not on the cheaper side of a cargo bike. But again, I just think the quality of it is really good, because I've had really good experiences with both of these bikes as I've been riding them around. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think about these bikes, if you have them, if you've had a good experience, bad experience, what you think. This bike I think is a really good bike, and this one I've been recommending to people, and I've gotten people to test ride it and check it out. The Flex, not so much. I haven't gotten too many people to test ride it, or my friends and family, but it's definitely one that I've recommended. So let me know if you have any questions or comments, and thanks for watching.